Greetings everyone, and welcome to The Final Word. This is a space where ideas are not just heard, but truly challenged, where logic meets belief and understanding is put to the test. Here, we explore the questions many ask, but few are willing to really examine. Some conversations might feel familiar, because they are. They're the same thoughts you wrestle with in silence. So listen closely, reflect honestly, and decide for yourself what holds weight. If these conversations speak to you, then you're already part of the journey. For more, subscribe to the Strictly Niceness Network and follow along for more niceness. Now, let us begin. I am your host, Ras Zuberi, and alongside me, Dr. Neel Patel, a distinguished researcher in physics and human behavior, a published academic, and a firm advocate for evidence-based understanding. A man who believes that if something cannot be measured, it should not be accepted. Doctor, it is a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation.
A man once searched for truth. He traveled from place to place, listening and learning, collecting answers wherever he went. But the more he gathered, the less he seemed to understand. One day he found himself standing before a quiet well, and an old man said to him, "If you wish to see clearly, stop searching and start understanding." The man looked into the water, and for the first time he saw not what he believed, but what was. You see, truth is not always hidden. Sometimes it is simply misunderstood. Doctor, let us begin with this.
Truth is not a matter of perspective. It is that which can be observed, tested, and proven. If something cannot be measured, it remains assumption, and assumption is not truth. We live in a world governed by laws, physics, biology, mathematics. These are not beliefs, they are constants. Whether one accepts them or not, they remain true. So when we speak of truth, we must separate it from feeling, from interpretation, and from belief.
Doctor, what you've described is measurement, not truth. You see, to measure something is to observe it, but to understand it is something else entirely. You speak of what can be tested, but tell me, can you test meaning? Can you measure purpose? Can you quantify why a man chooses to live or decides to die? These things can't be placed in a formula, and yet they govern everything. So then, if something cannot be measured, does it cease to exist? Or does it simply exist beyond your method of understanding?
With respect, what you are describing are abstractions.
And yet, you live by them.
No, I live by what is verifiable.
So you have never trusted without evidence.
Trust is built on patterns.
Ah, so you trust patterns, but not people.
People are statistically unreliable.
Including yourself.
I strive not to be.
A noble experiment.
More reliable than blind belief.
And yet, you believe your measurements are complete.
They are consistent.
So is a clock, until it is wrong.
And what would you propose instead?
Understanding.
Ah yes, the least measurable variable.
And yet, the most experienced. You see, this is where it becomes interesting, because many of you think like the doctor. You trust what you can see, what you can measure, what you can prove. And there is nothing wrong with that. But tell me, have you ever felt something you could not explain? A knowing without evidence. A moment where everything in you said, "This is real," even when you could not prove it. This is the space we are speaking about. Not against logic, but beyond it. Because truth does not always arrive with permission.
If it cannot be proven, it cannot be accepted as truth.
No, doctor. If it cannot be proven, it cannot be accepted by you. But truth does not require acceptance to exist. All right, my friends, that wraps up our conversation for today. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Neel Patel for being here with us. And now remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Please share your thoughts in the comments, engage with each other, and always do so with respect. If this talk resonated with you, you're already part of something greater. Be sure to subscribe to the Strictly Niceness Network for more discussions like this. There's so much more to come. Until next time, take care of one another, and may Jah's blessings be upon you always.